Yo, it's me. And we're finally doing the empathy breakdown. It's been a long time coming. Took me a good, I don't even know, 6 months, feels like. If you don't know the song, I'm going to play it from the build-up, and then we're just going to fucking jump right into it. I'm going to play the second drop, because that's my personal favorite. So... there we have it. I'm gonna start by going through the master really quick. Usually I go straight into the basses, but I just want to get this stuff over with so people kind of have like a top-down understanding of like the signal flow here. Also, there's 2 side chains. Don't worry about that. There's just like this other side chain for the like garage section of the snare, I think. Like this is the second side chain, and it's just like insanely short, for that snare. So anyways, master, I'm actually just like turning it up here, so you can see there's kind of like there's an automation for kind of this whole track, just like volume wise. So intro is like I'm boosting it up just because so I can like kind of match the loudness of the whole track. But yeah, it's like 0.96 here and 0.96 here, so just turning it up like almost a decibel in the drop. But that's literally it for the master processing. Just wanted to go over that really quick so people know that there's basically no master. There's an ozone imager here. I don't think that was doing anything, and I don't have ozone 10 anymore, so I'm just gonna delete those. And there's this group here, which I think, okay, so I'm turning that on for the drop, so I'm just compressing the sides here, which is pretty standard for me. I've gone over this chain in past videos. I do it to kind of level the whole stereo, make it like consistent. And it's compressing it pretty hard. So we just have a mono and a stereo thing there. But let's go into the main base of this first. It's 3 layers, which is the top one's just like this growl thing. It's just like triple FM. There's a filter on it to make it kind of plucky. And I think, I have these macros here on the FM, so when you change this, the bass will change like a lot. So that's what that does. So that's kind of like a mid layer. Processing is pretty simple. The main like way to get the sound is with the dispersers at the beginning, I think. I don't think there's any after. So here, I'll turn all this stuff off and you can kind of see how the processing goes. So super boring FM sound. Add the dispersers. I'm adding a little tone here with the EQs, boosting different areas. And you can see there's like no high end at all, but the OTT will help with that. Saturate it. OTT. And then this is like this is like some vocoder parallel. Also, it's literally been like months since I like touched this project, so I'm bringing it down now, but I'm also kind of like remembering everything that I did because it's been a while. Yeah, so there's like some vocoder parallel on noise, which is basically to add kind of more high end, but also just like noise, like extrapolated from the signal, I guess. So it's EQ'd here like that, and then still with the original signal on top. And then all that gets boosted with a fat rack. Starting to hear like the stereo too, because I think the noise is on stereo. Yeah, so that's like mono. And then you get the vocoder noise, which is pretty stereo. And that's a pretty nice stereo. Then we got M convolution, which is doing quite a bit as well. Even more stereo, adding more tonality. And then this X for high ratio, which is basically just like the serum compressor on multiband. And then a very small reverb. And then this is just like BS. I'm cutting the low end here. This utility isn't even doing anything. So, got that layer. And then the noise layer, which is basically the same processing. And this is literally just like stereo noise in serum. So, yeah, EQ, disperser, saturator, dimension expander for stereo, comb filter for stereo, reverb, boosting like 1K, lowering the highs. And then I think I'm frequency shifting it up 40 for some reason. Just because that sounded good, I guess. And that's kind of the gun. And it's like, it's just super simple like that. And then the main thing is the sub. I think the sub is crunching the signal, which kind of gives it the better tonality than just like these two by themselves. But yeah, the sub is super important here. It's pretty much the same sub that I always do. It's just basic WRD. I think I probably edited the harmonics a bit just to be more prominent in the first harmonic, and then I'm mixing in a third harmonic here. And then I'm adding pitch bend on LFO2 in the matrix. I got that LFO2 on the coarse pitch of both of these. And it's doing like an octave pitch down thing. And then, yeah, amp on 40, saturator, boosting it 2 decibels. Here, I'll leave these open if you guys still want to see. And then I have like a high and low split parallel here, so this is adding in noise with texture. And then I'm distorting the noise and then putting another disperser to make it feel kind of wet. And then, yeah, I'm just high passing those. And then I'm leaving the low end, and then you get that. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I delayed it like 30 milliseconds, so it's kind of on grid with the guns. Because if you see here, the volume is coming up not right at the start of this LFO, if that makes sense. I kind of just found like the sweet spot, like timing wise for it. So yeah, I'm trying to go pretty fast with this because this is like a pretty hefty gun chain to like break down. But there's like a lot to break down this project. So yeah, this is the background noise thing, which I pulled from my song I Want to Know. And I'm actually not sure what this original sample is. I think it's just white noise, but I'm not really sure. Let me see if I turn all this stuff off. Yeah, it's like some pad kind of. I don't even know really. But yeah, I blew out the low end and saturated it a bunch. And then put a big 1K EQ on it. And then just some more EQing. And I want it to be pretty stereo, so there's a big like stereo 1K boost here too. And then on the group that it's in, There's a frequency shifter, which actually isn't even doing anything. I was definitely using it in the actual song I Want to Know, which I made it in, but yeah. And there's like filter stuff here. Yeah, like basically none of this is being used. I'm just cutting the highs. But it makes for like a really good background element. It's basically like a sustain. It's like a noise sustain. I'll go through this background stuff real quick as well. This is like pretty constant for the entire song. Like this background stuff is being used in the first drop. This is like a classic just one shot loop, which you can get in my pack, Fracture Essentials, outrageaudio.com. Go there. It's linked in the description. But there's a lot of really good like background stuff in that pack. For some reason, this is like low pass. I don't know why I did that. But this stuff is all super simple. It's just like drag and drop, fill out the background. I have this. Oh yeah, this is like big distorted saw wave thing. Like a band reject. Yeah, I was trying to make like a Virtual Riot type thing. I forget what song he like kind of makes that in, but yeah, that was definitely the inspo there. Not sure what this is. Oh. Run that back. Okay, it's the Vox. So, yeah, that's pretty much like the main elements for this. We have like these crazy fills, which is from the first drop, I believe. Yeah, so there's just a lot going on here. There's this. So this is just like all basically like resampling stuff. This patch is sick, actually. It's just like a normal foghorn bass, kind of. But at the end of the chain, I have an elastic pitch, which is taking it down like an octave. So if I turn that off, that's like a more recognizable sound. But when you pitch it down, it sounds sick. Really like crunchy and slow. Yeah, that's just like a little yoink there from the first drop. I'm not really sure where. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. So basically, I have this sample, and I just turned on this glitch too, which re-triggers it. So that's how you get this. And then I just like washed it out. And then I believe the shaper box turns on here. Yeah. So there's like a shaper box turning on that kind of tape stops it, and then it gets re-triggered at the end here. So, yeah, it's pretty like convoluted way of doing stuff. There's probably an easier way to do it, but I just turn these two on the actual MIDI thing, because I like to save space. And then we get to this part, which for some reason I have that loop. And then this. And then this. Add in the background stuff. What is this? Oh yeah, okay. That's like a resample of the main bass down an octave. So yeah, kind of takes you back into it. So the arrangement of this drop is just really weird. It's like pre-drop vocal, and then you would think the drop starts there, but it's actually like a bar fake out, and then the drop actually starts. And then this is like the pickup, and then this is somehow like the downbeat, I believe. Yeah. So this whole thing is like essentially 8 bars. But then you add this stuff on, it's like what 10 bars then, I guess. So yeah, it's just really weird. It doesn't even totally like make sense, but it's kind of just like painting, doing what like my brain wanted to do, I guess. Kind of not thinking about like arrangement too hard, as long as it like kind of flows okay. Which was like partially inspired by Astaroth, because I feel like Astaroth's flows are just like so ADHD, and I really like that about their style. So there's that little like saw wave sustain, which is, yeah, super simple. What else? I think there's like some crazy sustain in here. Is it this? Yeah, this like ring mod thing. I kind of want to save this as a rack, actually. So bear with me here. This is going to be a long video, dude. There's so much to break down this song. Holy shit. Fracture, empathy, ring mod thing. 10, 21, 24. Yeah, I've been trying to be better at like saving racks and stuff, because I just have to keep remaking everything, and it kind of kills like my writing flow. So yeah, whole drop together. Let's just play that first like 8 bars. I think there's like a laser here. Yeah, that's funny. And this is the, well, this is something. I think that's like from Head Splitter. I don't even know. That sample's sick though. It's like a stretched something on texture mode, right? That's what it's called, the warp mode, or no, tones. Yeah. Or I guess we can see what the original sample is. It looks like it's actually, no, it's not. Okay, I don't know. This is the growl from I Wanna Know, which I think I went over in the actual I Wanna Know breakdown. So now my roommate's yelling at me. Yeah, so I already went over this growl in the I Wanna Know breakdown. You can check that out. And then this is a Reese. Gee, dude, there's so much to break down in this fucking song. Holy shit. It's saw waves with the detune here, and the way that I get them to Reese is by setting the width to 0. So it's 2 voices, and you set the width to 0 so they start to go in and out of phase with each other. Because if it's stereo, then you can't hear them in the mono going in and out of phase. I'm gonna sneeze. Fuck. Shit. So here's the Reese without any processing. So you can hear that. Add some noise. Do a giant low end boost because you're insane. Put an amp, and that just blows out the low end. Get a saturator. Fucking blow it out even more. Dimension expander, make it super wide. Here, I'm gonna keep all this stuff open in case you want to copy it. A little notch here. Then I did that. Ooh, what the fuck did I do here actually? Honestly, I'm not even going to explain that. I don't even know why the fuck I did that. Like, what am I doing? OTT. Bing, bada, boom. Fat rack. So, the high end is back. Comb filter to make it wider. It's that extra high ratio thing again. I might like put this on my store or something if you guys want it. Make it like $5, because there was like some work that went into actually making this like preset. It just adds like really crispy high end and stuff and smashes it. You know, you can hear the difference there. Mid-side parallel. Turning down the stereo signal. So that kind of just evens some stuff out. EQing. More EQing. Just giving it like tone. So yeah, I like that. I should save this as a rack too, but I don't know. Shit just takes so long, man. Nah, I'm gonna save it. Hold up. Close all this stuff. Little laser there. What else is here? Yeah, this is like from the first drop. So it's like a gun tonal thing. Shout out Tracy. This thing sounds exactly like his bass in Aluminum Man. And I thought that was cool. So yeah, there's another gun tonal thing there from the first drop. That's basically it for the second drop though, which I just wanted to break down first because I feel like people like the second drop more because of this gun thing. So if there's anything you're wondering about this that I didn't go over, let me know. But basically, growl layer thing for like lows, and then noise, and then crispy sub. And that's it. So, yeah, let's go over the second drop now. Actually, no. Let's make it so it's not so repetitive. Let's go over the drums. Damn, that clap is crazy. Ominous. We have this like clap transient and a Fruipy for high end, and this from Vengeance for kind of more high end, and then this is like the main thing. God, Ominous makes his claps so weird, dude. It's like basically a giant bandpass at 1K by the looks of it, with like hella distortion. So that's that. Dope tonality. I saturated it a bit. Yeah, you can hear how much that saturator is doing. Turning down 1K a bit, boosting the highs because that ominous clap had too much 1K. Turning on some of the stereo lows, and then cutting the stereo lows right here. For the kick, I have this, which is my kick that you can get on outrageaudio.com. Fracture Essentials. It just dropped it today. Go run that shit. Really good kick. At a foot duet. Yeah, there we go. So that's what that looks like. There's a transient here from something. I don't know what this is even from or how much it matters, but pretty surgical. And then I'm adding a little hat after, which is kind of fun. It's like pretty delayed hat. But then there's these as well. Some Outrage hats. And then a tambourine. And then we add the kick clap. And that's basically all the drums that are not sidechained. And then I have this other group down here. And on this group, I'll have a compressor. And where's the ghost signal actually? Oh, yeah, okay. So I'll have a compressor on this hi-hats group, and then I'll have a click in the main drum group and sidechain it to that, so that these hats just duck a little on the kick and snare. You can see that gain reduction right there. So, yeah, this is the ghost click. It's like not turned on or anything, but I guess it's from like the actual transient of the same kick probably. Yeah. Yeah. So this is definitely where most of like the hi-hat action is coming from in terms of like noise and filling it out. You know, you can hear how empty that is. And I think what makes it really good actually is this ride here. Yeah, I really like that ride. It's just a vengeance ride. We have this like open noise hat and then some cymbal crashes from me. And then another ride crash. So, yeah, pretty standard. Just creating like a rhythm in here. Yeah. All together, it sounds pretty full. And the main thing I want to iterate with this is like, you know, it's super minimal processing. It's all like EQing. As far as like dragging in hats and stuff, it's like sample selection. I like to find like noisy hats that have like good tonality in the high end, so they sound like pretty like natural. And then I'll just, you know, like high pass them, make the kick stand out. Like my kick right here, there's a mid-side EQ because there's like stereo noise on it, so I'm just cutting at anything that was below that in terms of stereo. And then on the actual kick group, there's nothing. And then on the actual drum group, there's nothing. And then on all these hi-hats, it's just like EQing or making them stereo if they were mono before, you know? Like this tambourine, for example. This sample is mono initially. And then I add a comb filter to make it stereo. And that's it. So, I see people a lot recently just like taking their drums, putting like saturators and transient shapers on them. I hate transient shapers. I think transient shapers are like way overhyped. It's like, oh, it makes your drum slap super hard. It's like, just get good drums or find transients and turn up the transient yourself, because that's literally all that the like transient shaper is doing. It's not making more transient, you know? Like if your kick doesn't have enough high end and you're like, oh, let me put a transient shaper on it, it's not going to create more high end. It's just going to turn up the transient of your kick. Like, that shit just sounds destroyed now. I hear a lot of drums like this nowadays. So don't overcomplicate it. Like if you want more transient in your kick, I think you're better off doing this, assuming that you have a high-end like transient right here already. Like if you really want more transient, just like do that, or get a split EQ and EQ the actual transient, because that plugin's dope. I think you can do it with Spiff also, if I'm remembering correctly. Anyways, though, like if you have a kick that looks more like this, and it doesn't have, you know, transient, it's like soft, just like get one of these, or find another kick that does, and then like cut the transient and like Frankenstein it, you know? So anyways, don't overcomplicate your drums. Just find good samples and don't process them too hard, and make them, you know, if you want your drums to be louder, turn them up, basically. And don't clip them. So anyways, let's go to the second drop. Drums, I believe, are like pretty much the same. Yeah, just a little bit of a different pattern. So let's go over the sound design for the main bass. I'll play this. So, yeah, we have a way different bass for the first drop. And as far as background stuff goes, it's all the same. Just that sustain, all this stuff again. You can hear this thing in the background, which is just a resample of the main bass. So, this is the main bass. This thing took so fucking long for me to get right because the sound design for it is super weird. So, Jesus Christ, this one is a headache, to be honest. I don't even know what the fuck is in here or what I'm doing. Can't remember. So let's just go from left to right and learn together. So this is the main tonal layer, and let's see what's in the serum. Okay, it's a sub. So that's a sub there, which I assume I'm basically taking after and saturating it with this layer. And funny thing, this bass, if you know my song Bodies Touch, that's what this bass is. This loop right here is, yeah, this loop right here is from that song. It's from the main bass of that song. So I basically took that like weird tonal bass loop, put it in a sampler right here, and the note is on D sharp 0, so I had to pitch it up with this MIDI thing. So that's what that's doing. And then I have this processing, which I think essentially is just like looking at the stereo, yeah, making it more mono, and then disperser. And then adding some tone stuff, like what vowel in the bass I wanted to like attenuate. I think that's the right word. And then I distorted it with this sub, so you can hear that sub in there now. Turn on the saturator. Yeah, now you can hear exactly what I'm doing. So, crunching the low end through that like tonal stuff. We have the vocoder parallel here, which I think, yeah, it's exactly the same as the gun bass that I broke down earlier. So that's what that's doing. Adding some noise, fat rack, and then convolution parallel. Spacious. X for high ratio. Super short reverb. And then reverb throw rack. And then a little delay. And then a bunch of EQing because holy shit, this thing had some ugly peaks. So yeah, this EQ is fun. But you can hear, shut up. You can hear how after this EQ, it does sound a lot better. It does sound a lot less like piercing your ears. Because you can see these peaks coming up right here. So I think I found like the perfect peaks to turn down there, and it made the bass a lot more like listenable. And then I'm high passing it because we're putting a separate sub. And then we bring in this layer, which is just noise. It's basically like the same setup as the gun bass from the second drop. So those together. Yeah. Can't even really tell, but it is adding like some lows and just some nice gunny transient stuff. And then we just have the sub, which is also the same. So, yeah, that's basically it. And then I just took that, changed up the sample here, if I go in the instrument rack, yeah, the sample like length is different. Basically, if I changed any of this stuff like barely, the sound will change a lot. Just because of all the processing that's after. So yeah, that's like the main sound design for so yeah. And interesting thing that I did here, am I doing it on the group? I'm not sure. Because basically I made it so when the first hit of the drop comes, it's like full mono. And then you kind of get slapped in the face with all this stereo. So full mono. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I'm doing it on the master. So, yeah, you can see right here. I drop it all the way down to mono. And then back to stereo. It's a cool little slap. So, yeah. And this is the main vocal. I have some auto tune on it, and then yeah, this is the fast chorus preset from Valhalla. Which is basically like using chorus or something in Ableton. So yeah. Turning it down a little there, turning the width back up. So what other sounds are in here that I can go with? Yeah, so all of these glitch things, or like bass one shots, I believe are from like these patches. Which is just the body's touch bass from the project, but just different processing, less insane processing. I'm adding a sub here to like distort it all together. I think I was getting a lot of inspo from like the Tracy streams at the time, because that's kind of what he would do. He would just take like a dope bass sample and distort it, put a bunch of processing after, and then scroll through this and see if he could get like some dope stuff. So sorry if I'm going really fast, but this project is huge. Yeah, how many channels are in here? 132. So yeah, pretty fat. What else? What else is in here? Yeah, that's like a background thing we went over already. This is, yeah, it's just that bass sample again. Yeah, that's pretty much it as far as like sound design goes for the first drop. Just taking like another bass sample I had and then processing it, turning it into a gun. So yeah, and then drums are the same. I'll go over this intro stuff really quick. I mean, we do have this section, this bridge right here. So let me play this. So this is just a foghorn with similar processing from the intro. I mean, there is like this thing, which I think it's kind of based off of. So this has the pitch down, elastic pitch thing. But yeah, Sounds sick pitch down. So I basically took that, made it more of a longer thing. There's like insane automations on this, bro. Like, what kind of crackhead was fucking doing this? Yeah, so I'm just doing a lot of automation here. But I believe it's just sine waves. Just sine waves with distortion bandpass, some other like filtering and stuff. I mean, I couldn't even tell you like how I made all of this stuff. It really just comes from like sitting down, messing around with a bunch of stuff until you have something that you like. There's no like process to it. It's not like calculated at all. It's literally just like, I mean, for this, I had like an idea. So I probably like sat down and did the drums, and then I was like, oh, I want this bass to be, long, sustain, tonality thing like this. So I have a rough idea of like how I want to make it, but all of this like automation stuff is like totally brain dead. I mean, you're just locked in the zone, and you're just like, yeah, automate this here. There's like literally 7 automations on this thing. It's like disgusting. I'm like adding vibrato here, and then I'm like, oh, the original sub of this doesn't sound like good, so I'll leave the original sub in the first like second of this signal, and then I'll cut it, and then I'll bring in a separate sub. So it's just insanely convoluted just to get like the sound that I want. So yeah. I really like this thing. It's just like a laughing like saw wave, sine wave thing. So all that weird tone comes from the flanger. Yeah, the flanger like basically changes like the key of it because the resonance is so high. And then there's a separate sub right here. This is like another Reese thing. It doesn't sound that cool without the frequency shifter trick. So. If you don't know the frequency shifter trick, it's just where you put the mix of it at 50% and then automate the fine tune. And it'll create like a phasing effect. So. Yeah, there's like some cool stuff in this bridge. The drums are pretty UKG-ish. And there's like all this weird like glitch stuff in the background. Where is that coming from? Actually, where is that? Like I'm tripping. I can't see it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I call this group Liquid. Fucking Amorphic is calling me. I will call him back. Yeah, this is the stuff from the, right? Is this the build? No, wait, hold up. Yeah. Yeah, these drums in the intro are cool. If you're still watching at this point, big up. Because I kind of went over all the dope stuff already. So now we're just kind of having fun. I don't know how I made this shit. I mean, I kind of do. I put a Zenith like percussion loop in form. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I put a Zenith percussion loop in form. And I got that stuff, and then I kind of just chopped it up. I think form is super weird because it tries to pitch track the whole sample, and you can see this white line is like it trying to pitch track it and just totally sucks at it. I think I did some weird pitching in here too. I haven't used this plugin in a while, but at the time I had been using it a bunch and I was pretty familiar with it. But yeah, it's just like a percussion sample and then a fat rack after. And yeah, it just gave me this really cool, like, I added in my own kick after, I think. Or no, this is a Zenith kick from the original sample. So I put that back in there, added my own clap. Oh, there's like 2 claps. There's like a ghost clap and then an ominous clap. This thing is so goofy, man. But it sounds cool. Hear this lead thing here? So, yeah, what is this? This did not make the cut. It's kind of sick. But yeah, it didn't make the cut. And then there's this. Yeah, that sub is sick. It's got like some dope glide. I remember I was really inspired by like Breakins at the time. If you know Breakins, like pop artist, hyper pop artist. Has crazy sound design. I think that's where a lot of this like inspo comes from. Especially in like this like bass melody, I think. So yeah, I was kind of super inspired by that at the time, and these drums seem a lot like something that Breakins would make. Anyways, I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm not gonna go over the effects. It's just a bunch of repetitive stuff that, like, you know, it's not gonna teach y'all anything special. I think, like, there's no crazy processing on this. I didn't make any of them. They're all just like layering of other samples. You know, we got Vengeance, Tracy, Ricky Remedy, Mode Step, Noir, Gorilla T samples in here, so you know. So yeah, we'll call it there. Appreciate you guys being patient with me on the breakdown for this one. I know I've been getting a lot of messages of people wanting me to break it down, so hopefully, you know, it was everything that you were hoping for. And you learned some stuff. And if there's anything else that I didn't go over that you're curious about, just leave a comment and I will tell you, as always. If you're still watching this point, you're a legend. I just dropped I dropped 3 new sample packs. So I dropped a Fractures Essential bundle, which is literally every single pack that I've dropped. So you get 6 packs, drums volume 1 and 2, basses volume 1 and 2, and then 2 Serum preset packs, all made by me. So you can buy them all for $50. That's $35 off. And I use these samples in every single song, including the one that I just broke down. So yeah, go cop it if you're looking for some new sauce. And yeah, I appreciate you all. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in. If you're still watching, fucking legend, bro. All right, I'll see you guys later.